Before Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals last night, we got some pretty big news around the NHL. First off, the biggest one, the Vancouver Canucks signed Filip Hronek to an 8-year, $58 million deal. That comes in at an AAV of 7.25 if you failed remedial math like I did. I'm just kidding, I was a good student. But that could be a good deal. If they got their top D-man who's going to play the prime of his career with Quinn Hughes, then hey, great deal. Hronek's 26, he'll be 34 when the deal is done. I don't think $7 million is too much. However, if he starts drifting down in the lineup, then maybe we've got to talk about it. Either way, I'm pretty happy for the Nucks at 7.25. I know a lot of people are going to be jumping into the what about Zadorov mode, but they've got room, 19 million or so predicted, and with Hronek decided, they can now focus on Big Zed. In other player transactions today, we had my New York Rangers waiving their assistant captain, Barclay Goodrow. This was just such a bad contract. And like a lot of Rangers fans are slightly emotional because Goodrow, scoring-wise, he had 6 Genos and 8 points in the playoffs. However, he was shooting something ludicrous like 30%, and his underlying stats on the ice were just terrible. The team is worse with him out there. It's a bad contract. 3.6 for a guy who has the overall effect that he does. It's not great, even with those goals, which I think are misleading. It looks like for some reason San Jose might want his contract. Feel free. With 3 years left at 31, maybe he's due for the minors. But next up, we've got ourselves another jersey leak. Not Minnesota this time. It's the much more anticipated Anaheim Ducks jersey change. And you know what? It's not bad. You got the classic Mighty Ducks logo too. If these are real, mind you, I think they are. Unfortunately, we still don't have any purple and teal, which I think is a damn shame. I think most Ducks fans are waiting for that. I don't know why they just want to really lean into this orange and white. Like, orange with teal and eggplant colored could look so cool and would probably make them among the nicest jerseys in the league, but I'm not trying to be too negative. This is a step in the right direction. These are great. I know my good buddy Isaac is going to get one of these day one. Good job, Ducks. Quack, quack. And a final little tidbit in this run of the rumor mill is that the new fellas in town, the Utah hockey team, are up for moving their 6th overall pick in the draft next week. A nice bold statement from the new kids on the block, but we'll wait and see if they actually make a move and what they get first. If they do make a move, like, I get it. They want butts and seats for Game 1, Season 1, and unfortunately, they kind of got to compete with Seattle and Vegas, who came into the league swinging, especially Vegas, but they don't quite have the benefit of that expansion draft. But I mean, we also have to be realistic. If you look at, in terms of last year's Arizona Coyotes, I don't know if that team gets better and or for sure makes the playoffs by adding one player instead of just drafting someone in that spot and looking towards the future. I mean, they're primed at that 6th overall spot to draft the 2nd or 3rd D-man off the board, which you'd think might be a big deal for a team with literally, let me check my notes, nothing, but we'll see what happens as they seem determined to hit the ground running in Utah, which at the end of the day, you can't really criticize too much. Just hopefully they're not the new guy who joins the fantasy league, then gets dog-walked in their first trade ever. But what do you think about Vancouver's big signing? Is it a fair deal? And is selling the Utah Coyotes 6th overall pick the right move in the long run? Let us know down below.